your source for long-form videos, deep diving into the struggle of the century. Today's headlines are buzzing. President-elect Donald Trump is once again threatening tariffs, this time targeting Canada, Mexico, and China. The goal? To bring manufacturing jobs back to American soil. It's a familiar playbook, one that stirs debate about whether the U.S. has lost its manufacturing might. For years, we've heard how jobs have fled overseas and how America doesn't make things anymore. It's a story that resonates with images of empty factories and struggling industrial towns. But is it the full picture? Now, before we get deeper into this narrative, let me ask for a quick favor. If you're finding this conversation interesting, don't forget to like this post, share it with your network, and subscribe for more insights like this one. And hey, if you want to stay in the loop, make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next update. Every share and subscription helps more people engage with these critical discussions about our economic future. Is the decline of U.S. manufacturing a myth? Let's be real. Traditional manufacturing in the U.S. has taken a hit. You won't find Made in America on most of the inexpensive goods you buy at big box stores. But what you might not see in the headlines is how the U.S. has quietly become a powerhouse in advanced manufacturing. This isn't about churning out basic goods. It's about precision-engineered semiconductors, cutting-edge aerospace technology, advanced robotics, and renewable energy solutions. The U.S. isn't playing the same game it did in the 20th century. It's operating at a whole new level. Take semiconductors, for example. These chips power everything from your smartphone to fighter jets, and for years, they've been dominated by companies in Asia. But here's some good news. The U.S. is stepping up. TSMC, the world's leading chipmaker, is building a factory in Arizona that's already reported better yields than its facilities in Taiwan. That's a big deal. It shows that the U.S. can not only compete but lead in one of the most sophisticated industries on the planet. And it's not just semiconductors. Think about Tesla's gigafactories, which are producing advanced batteries faster and more efficiently than ever before. Or SpaceX, pushing boundaries in aerospace with reusable rockets and 3D printed components. These companies are proving that the U.S. isn't just making things. It's making the things that matter most for the future. What does TSMC's Arizona factory tell us about U.S. manufacturing potential? Let's talk about TSMC, the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. This is the company behind some of the most advanced computer chips in the world. If you're using a smartphone, a laptop, or even driving a modern car, chances are there's a chip inside it made by TSMC. For years, they've been based in Taiwan, which is the global leader in semiconductors. But now, something big is happening. TSMC has set up shop in Arizona. This factory isn't just another building with machines churning out parts. It's a state-of-the-art facility producing some of the world's most advanced chips, those tiny, intricate circuits that power everything from iPhones to fighter jets. And here's the kicker. Early reports suggest that the chips coming out of the Arizona plant have better yields, meaning fewer defective chips than the ones made back in Taiwan. Think about that for a second. Not only is this factory operating at the highest level, but it's also doing it better than the original. How is that even possible? Part of it is technology. TSMC is using cutting-edge equipment to automate processes and reduce human error. But it's also about collaboration. In Arizona, TSMC has partnered with US-based companies like Apple and Qualcomm, sharing expertise and innovating together. They've also tapped into American engineering talent, combining it with their own rigorous training. It's like blending the best of two worlds, creating a recipe that's even better than the original. And this isn't just a win for TSMC, it's a win for the U.S. as well. For one, it creates jobs. High-tech manufacturing jobs aren't your typical factory work. These are skilled positions that pay well and provide long-term career opportunities. And it's not just about the people working directly at TSMC. Local businesses, from suppliers to restaurants, benefit from the economic ripple effect. But there's more to this than economics. By having a facility like this in the U.S., the country is taking control of a critical supply chain. Semiconductors are the backbone of modern technology, and being dependent on overseas production, especially in politically sensitive regions, can be a huge risk. Having this capability on American soil isn't just smart, it's essential. The TSMC Arizona plant is more than just a factory. It's a symbol of what U.S. manufacturing can do when it focuses on advanced, high-value production. It shows that America can compete and even outperform on the global stage when it comes to innovation and quality. It's like building a championship team. With the right players, strategy, and preparation, you don't just play the game. You set the standard for everyone else. How does manufacturing prowess strengthen the U.S.? When people talk about manufacturing, it's easy to focus on the factories themselves, machines humming, workers in hard hats, and assembly lines moving non-stop. But manufacturing, especially advanced manufacturing, is about more than just making things. It's about what those things mean for the country as a whole: economic stability, technological leadership, and national security. In many ways, manufacturing is like the engine of a car. You don't always see it, but without it, nothing moves forward. Let's start with geopolitical rivalry. Countries like China have been pouring resources into dominating industries like semiconductors, AI, and green energy. These aren't just economic plays. They're strategic moves to gain global influence. But the U.S. isn't sitting idle. By building advanced manufacturing capabilities at home, the U.S. is ensuring it can stand toe-to-toe with competitors. For example, TSMC's Arizona plant isn't just about making chips. It's about ensuring that American companies and even the U.S. military have reliable access to the technology they need, no matter what happens overseas. Then there's economic resilience. Manufacturing jobs aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. They're lifelines for communities. Advanced manufacturing, in particular, creates high-paying jobs that require skill and expertise. A great example is Intel's Fab 42 in Chandler, Arizona. This facility is one of the most advanced semiconductor plants in the world, employing thousands of people and supporting countless other businesses in the area. When manufacturing thrives, it's not just about the factory. It's about the restaurants, schools, and stores that grow around it. Let's not forget national security. Think about how reliant we've become on technology for everything, from communication to defense. If critical components like semiconductors are made exclusively overseas, the U.S. becomes vulnerable to supply chain disruptions, geopolitical tensions, or even sabotage. By producing these components domestically, the U.S. ensures that it can protect its infrastructure and keep sensitive technology secure. It's like locking the front door of your house. You don't leave something so important up to chance. Manufacturing also strengthens the U.S. by reshaping global supply chains. For years, the world's factories have been concentrated in Asia, but that's changing. By bringing more high-tech production back to the U.S., companies are reducing their dependence on long and often fragile supply chains. For example, Tesla sources many of its battery materials locally and produces its electric vehicles in U.S. factories like the one in Austin, Texas. This not only ensures faster delivery and lower costs, but also reduces the environmental impact of shipping components halfway around the world. Finally, there's the matter of setting the standard. When the U.S. excels in advanced manufacturing, it sends a message to the world about what's possible. American companies are pioneering technologies that others will follow, whether it's using artificial intelligence to improve production efficiency or developing sustainable methods to reduce waste. Think of it like a lighthouse. It shows the way forward, not just for the U.S., but for the entire global economy. In the end, manufacturing isn't just about products. It's about power, stability, and independence. Every chip made in Arizona, every rocket built in California, every battery produced in Texas strengthens the U.S., not just in the present, but for generations to come. Manufacturing isn't just the engine of the car. It's the fuel for the journey ahead. What are the challenges and opportunities for U.S. manufacturing leadership? Navigating the landscape of U.S. manufacturing is akin to embarking on a challenging hike. The destination holds promise, but the path is fraught with obstacles. Despite these hurdles, the potential rewards make the journey worthwhile. The challenges: what's holding us back? Regulation and red tape. U.S. manufacturers often encounter stringent environmental and safety regulations that, while essential, can impede progress. Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX, has humorously highlighted such bureaucratic challenges, suggesting that regulatory demands sometimes verge on the absurd. These complexities can delay projects and inflate costs, making it difficult for companies to innovate swiftly. Costs. Labor expenses in the U.S. are notably higher than in countries like China or Vietnam. Wages, benefits, and compliance with regulations contribute to elevated operational costs. For instance, manufacturing a smartphone domestically would be significantly more expensive than outsourcing production overseas, prompting companies like Apple to continue assembling products abroad. Skills gap. Advanced manufacturing demands a workforce proficient in specialized skills such as robotics, artificial intelligence, and semiconductor fabrication. However, there's a notable shortage of qualified professionals in these areas. Companies like Intel and Boeing have invested heavily in training programs and partnerships with educational institutions to bridge this gap, but the challenge persists. The opportunities. Why the climb is worth it. Job creation and economic growth. Despite the challenges, advanced manufacturing presents a significant opportunity for economic revitalization through the creation of well-paying jobs. For example, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, has established a facility in Arizona, offering positions that pay between $95,000 and $150,000 annually, depending on responsibility and experience. These roles generally require a bachelor's degree or higher in engineering, with some positions necessitating degrees in specific engineering disciplines. Innovation and technological leadership. The U.S. excels in innovation, which is crucial for maintaining a competitive edge in manufacturing. Companies like SpaceX utilize 3D printing to produce rocket components, reducing production times and costs while advancing space exploration. This innovative spirit positions the U.S. as a leader in cutting-edge manufacturing technologies. Reshaping global supply chains. Recent global events have exposed vulnerabilities in international supply chains. By bringing the production of critical components like semiconductors and batteries back to the U.S., companies can reduce dependence on foreign suppliers and enhance supply chain resilience. Firms such as TSMC, Intel, and Ford are relocating key operations domestically, contributing to more robust and reliable supply networks. Why it matters. While the challenges in U.S. manufacturing are significant, the opportunities are equally compelling. With its resources, talent, and innovative capacity, the U.S. is well-positioned to lead in advanced manufacturing. This leadership is not just about competition. It's about setting the global standard for modern manufacturing practices. The path may be steep, but the potential rewards make the effort worthwhile. So, is the decline of U.S. manufacturing a myth? If you're only looking at low-cost consumer goods, maybe not. But if you shift your gaze to high-tech hubs in Arizona, California, or Texas, you'll see a different reality. America is still making things. It's just making them smarter, faster, and better than ever before. If you're finding this conversation interesting, don't forget to like this post, share it with your network, and subscribe for more insights like this one.